We are live on YouTube. So we're going to be live, guys, just for about 20 minutes. I'm also going to record to the cloud. That's starting now. Okay, so this is OET Writing Week, but I'm starting a little bit different this week. We're not going to do any planning today. Instead, we're just going to do an introduction to OET Writing, and I'm going to go over some of the most important things that you need to know in order to start writing your letters. For some of you, many of you will know a lot of this, but we can just review it. But we will also talk about some things that maybe you don't know. So guys, can everyone see my document here?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, is that clear?
Yes.
Fantastic. And if I ask Rabia, could you say hello, Rabia? Hope you're with me.
Hello.
Hey, Rabia. So what are we doing today? What are the three things?
Format, criteria, and planning.
Format of the test, the writing test. Then we'll talk about the criteria. By criteria, what do we mean, Rabia or Anka? Amir, what does criteria mean here?
OET writing criteria.
Yeah, what does the word criteria mean, guys? Can anyone give me a synonym for this?
Design.
Design, that would be more like format, would be more like design, actually. Criteria is the way they...
Structure. Assessment.
The way they assess you, yeah, right. So the numbers they give you, the grade, how you get your grade, okay? Then we'll talk at the end of this class about planning. This is the key thing. And then, as I said, tomorrow we will begin to plan a letter, all right? We will be doing 5 days of writing. This is OET Writing Week, but today is just basically an introduction, okay, to OET Writing. All right, so can I ask for Maria? Maria, can you say hello? Maria would be good, or Edita. Be nice to see you guys.
Yes. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
All right, you guys know about the exam, right? Have you done the exam before?
Yes.
I'm not.
You know, these are going to be very easy questions. And so, Maria and Edita, how much time do we have?
45.
Go on, time in total?
5 minutes.
45 minutes, okay. And is there anything you want to add here? Is there anything important?
It's 5 minutes before we start to plan, to write.
Yeah. What if I want to start writing straight away? Is that okay?
No.
You are not allowed to touch.
It's not.
Wow, yeah. So we have 5 minutes
To read.
with pens down on the table, right? You're not allowed to write anything. So what do we do, Edita, in those 5 minutes?
Planning.
We didn't.
It's planning, I
No.
guess, right? So it's
I
just
think we should start reading.
planning and reading, exactly, planning and reading. Okay, we're going to talk about planning in this class, right? That's the third thing in this class, planning. Okay, but we're just going to review some of the basics here. So 45 minutes in total, 5 minutes with pen down on the table. That's for planning and reading. Maybe could I speak to Zainab, please, or Hatis? Andrea? There's something very important about this. How much time do I have to write?
40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Now, for me, I'm going to say, in my opinion, no. That's wrong.
15 minutes to prepare, 30 minutes to write.
Yeah, this is the thing, guys. So don't be writing for 40 minutes, right? We should write for 35 minutes. And then what's the last 5 minutes?
Checking.
Check.
Just do review.
To check
Check.
or review, okay?
Yeah.
I cannot stress how important this is. If you don't have time to check, what will happen, Edita, Andrea, if I don't check my work at the end?
Full with mistake.
There's going to be lots of mistakes, aren't there? Very simple mistakes as well, right? So make sure, guys, when you practice your letters, when you send in your letters as part of the SET package, make sure that you have 5 minutes of reading time only reading and planning, and make sure that you only write for 35 minutes and give yourself 5 minutes to check at the end. Even when I write an email, if I write an email to Paul, for example, and I don't check my email, there's so many grammar errors there. It's going to be the same for you, okay? So timing, 45 minutes in total, 5 minutes at the start, pens down, only reading and planning, 35 minutes writing, 5 minutes to check. What else is important about this test? I think there's a few important things here, guys. Word count. Who can tell me what the word count is? Maybe Anka, could you tell me? Or Bridget? What's the word count?
Between 180 to 200.
Is that right, guys? What's the word count here?
Yes,
180 to
Number of
200.
words.
220, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is it 200? I always forget this. Does it matter the word count? What happens if I go over?
Nothing happens.
Yeah, who said that?
Maria.
Yeah, if you look on the OET website, they tell us that the word count is a guide only. Amir, what does that mean? If you could put your microphone on, please, Amir, or maybe Maddie,
Yes, sir.
Tatiana. What does that mean, guide only?
That this is just for
Suggested
example.
number for
Just Amir, please, guys. Yeah, go on, sir.
Yeah, it's just for an example.
Yeah,
Let's say
it's
we
almost
have
like
to
for an
write in between
example.
180 to 200.
Exactly. So you can write more or even a little bit less, okay? They're not going to count your words, all right? They will not count the words. Now, there is some things that we need to think about, but we will talk about that later. All you guys need to know right now is they will not count the words, okay? Does that make sense? Does anyone want to ask me any questions on this point?
Yes, me.
Yes, go on.
Isn't the one of the criteria the words that should not be more than 200? I believe I heard like that.
No. We're gonna look at them today. That's not the case, but there is things in the criteria which, if you write too much, you might be penalized for. Okay, so we will look at that shortly. But it doesn't say count the words, if over 200, lose 5 marks. It doesn't say that, okay? It's more of a qualitative approach than quantitative, all right? What does that mean, qualitative over quantitative? OET.
More important to write your letter good.
Yes.
Instead to have, I don't know.
Quantity is
Quantity.
counting, right? If I'm counting, I'm going to use quantity, right? Oh, there's 201 words. Oh, very bad, right? That's not what OET are interested in. They don't care if you go slightly over or slightly under. They're interested in quality, all right? I'll talk about that a bit later. Anyway, we've got 45 minutes, 5 minutes with pen on the table, 35 minutes writing, 5 minutes to check. The word count is 180 to 200, but this is a guide only. It's not the most important thing. What about sentences? What about this, guys? Note form. Kaniz, can you say hello? Or Saurab or Precious?
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Can I write in note form?
No, I think no.
Form is not permitted. What does that mean then? Note form is not permitted. Sarah, can you tell us, what does it mean? Can you give me
So,
yeah.
it would be better if we can paraphrase in our own words.
So let's have a, can anyone give me an example? Maybe Sarah, you can give me an example of bad note form. What could we say, guys, that's bad note form? PRN, what does that mean? PRN?
When the patient needs.
When necessary, yeah, when required, okay? So we shouldn't be writing PRN in our letters, we should be writing when required, okay? But this can get a bit complicated for students because also we are thinking about what the reader already knows, right? So if I'm writing to a nurse, will a nurse understand PRN?
Yes.
Of course they will.
Yes, she can.
Yes.
But
yes, nurse and doctor.
To OET, we need to avoid note form, okay? I'll talk more about that again this week. We can return to this main topic, all right? Just for anyone who's completely new, Asha, could you say hello, or Kanchan? What is the task? What are we doing? Kanchan? I have to write, what do I do in this task? I write a what?
Write a letter.
Okay. Where do I get my ideas from, guys?
From the task itself, it mentioned
Case
to
notes.
whom we need to write.
Case notes. Yeah, or from the task itself as well. Okay. So guys, this is the format of the test. I'm going to move on now in a second, but does anyone have any questions? You're writing a letter using case notes. You have 35 minutes to write, 5 minutes to read. 5 minutes.
Can you say a referral letter?
Say that again. Who's saying?
Referral letter.
Now, I knew someone was going to ask me about letter types. Thank you. Guys, I really want to stress this now, okay? Does anyone know how long I've been teaching OET? Does anyone know how long?
5 years.
4 years.
5 or 6
5
years.
years now. It's
5
5 years
years.
now, okay? So letter types. Are they important or not?
Yes. Yes, they are.
It's
Yeah.
important.
No.
Not important. Okay. Really, every time we talk about letter types, students get stressed for no reason. So I'm not going to talk about them today. All right. I'll tell you why there's no letter types. Because there are no templates in OET. Hussein, what does templates mean? Template.
Actually, I don't know the templates.
Okay. Well, Han, Huspa, Nusa, what does template?
Something.
An example, for example,
Sample.
of a letter.
What?
Example.
Examples. Kind of. A template means a pattern,
But,
right?
Okay.
Patterns. Beware of any teacher who says, oh, for a discharge letter, you always do this, right? If any teacher says, oh yeah, when you're writing a discharge letter, very simple, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, like this. That's not how OET works, is it? Because every situation is different. Every set of case notes can be different. There are no templates, no patterns. Okay. So just forget about that. You don't need it. You just need to think about the reader. Who are you writing to? Okay. We'll talk about that again in a minute. We'll come back to this idea of templates as well. So I knew you guys would ask me about this. But I want to talk now about assessment. I want to talk about criteria. You guys should all know the criteria. But I'm going to test you. Seren, could you say hello? Or Kanchan, could you say hello? The writing criteria, do you know what they are? Could you give me some names?
Yeah.
Go on.
Purpose.
Purpose. Okay, purpose. Everyone, come on, you can all.
Grammar.
Grammar, language. What else?
Concise and clarity.
Conciseness and clarity, yes.
Genre and style.
Fluence.
Style.
Conciseness and clarity. Let me ask Anil. Were you there, sir?
Hello.
I'm actually missing one here, aren't I? There's 6. Anil, give me the one that's after purpose usually. What's after purpose?
Content.
Content. Okay, good. And let me ask maybe Jyothi, could you say hello? Or Paula? Could you say hello?
Yes, hello.
What's this one? Genre and
Style.
Genre and style.
And everyone, what's the missing criteria here?
Organization and
Layout.
layout.
Organization and
Layout.
Good. This is a nurses class, so let's talk about what the nurses need to pass. What is the score accepted by the NMC in the UK? What do we need overall?
C+ or 300.
Yeah. So what is a C+ in terms of numbers?
Over
300.
300 to 340.
Yeah. Okay. So there's the 340 sort of thing. So I'll put this here. So it would be 300 or more, right? What about the numbers here? Does anyone know the numbers that you need?
For purpose, it will be 3.
3.
Purpose 2, actually. Purpose
Good.
2. Content, what?
5.
6. What's this score here, guys? 5 out of 7. All of these are out of 7. What score is this now?
I think B grade.
This is a B, actually. Yeah. So probably you can score slightly less than this. Probably you can get a 4 here, maybe, right? Or you can score 4 here, something like that. But this is the C. This is the B grade, actually. So, guys, whenever I'm teaching, I'm always trying to aim for a B. But you actually don't need a B. Okay. But we need 2 in purpose. We need 5 in everything else. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now, Nusa, could you say hello, or can I speak to Kaniz?
Yeah, hello, hello.
What do we mean by these? What does language mean here? What's the meaning of this?
Means grammar we are using here.
Grammar and vocabulary, right? The kind of things that Paul just taught you. What were you guys learning? What were you guys learning at 9 a.m.? What was teaching?
Grammar.
Right? So grammar, vocabulary. This is what they're talking about here.
Yes.
What about, Anka, tell me, what does this one mean, content? What does that mean? This one's grammar and vocabulary. What's content? Can anyone help her if she doesn't know? What does content mean, guys?
Means what is relevant.
What we put in the letter.
Yeah, so it's choosing your case notes, right? Choosing the case notes and the accuracy of that. Choosing case notes plus accuracy. What do I mean by accuracy? Accuracy?
Means relevant information.
Correct.
Relevant and irrelevant. I'll put this here, relevant information plus, it doesn't mean the same. What is accuracy?
Correct information.
Yeah, if it's 1997, don't write 1996, right? If it's 10 mgs, don't write 20 mgs or 100 mgs, right? So relevant information chosen and accuracy. Han, could you say hello? Or Andrea, could you guys say hello? What does genre and style mean? This is more difficult, isn't it? Genre and style.
Yes, we are.
Genre style is to have to be professional.
Yeah, so professional, exactly. Good word to use. Professional.
No jargon.
Professional and no jargon. What does jargon mean?
Like
Medical terms.
Let's say words the reader
don't understand.
Doesn't understand, yeah. Because very often we're writing to a nurse, aren't we? But it has to be, we have to make sure that the words we use are understood by the reader. So professional tone and no, let's say, words the reader won't understand. I'll make that a bit smaller. That's genre and style, guys. We also have something called reader awareness in this, but I'll talk about that later, just giving you an overview. So we've got grammar, we've got relevant information chosen and accuracy. We've got all this stuff here. We've got the genre and style. Can I ask Maddie? Could you say hello, Maddie? Or Seren? Maddie.
Hello.
Seren? What is conciseness and clarity then? What does that one mean?
Okay. Like
yeah,
it's clear to the reader.
Clear writing. Yeah. What does conciseness mean, though? Does anyone here know what that means? Conciseness.
Shorter.
Yeah. Clear writing and not too much.
Not too. Yeah.
Let's just say and short when possible. Okay. To be concise, Anil, just means short, right? So, guys, clear and short. What does organization and layout mean? Kaniz, could you say hello? Or Masuma?
Hello.
What do we mean by organization and layout here?
Organization means how we are organizing our paragraphs, means by dates or information or visiting.
I'm really happy that you said paragraphs.
Yes.
Yeah, it's organizing paragraphs, but also, as you say, it's inside the paragraph as well.
Yes.
Right, so dates.
Dates and visiting, step by steps, when I visit patient on this date and next date and this one. And other is by taking the history of the patient and about the background and present condition.
All of these things, exactly. So we can just say organization, guys, of
Yes.
paragraph, okay? Inside your paragraph and the paragraphs in general, okay?
Yes.
Is that clear for everyone here? Organizing paragraphs. We're going to talk about this one later, actually. We're going to
Yeah,
talk
but the things which the doctor mentioned, that's not going to be in content.
the what? Say that again.
The things that our colleague mentioned, the paragraph and the organization, these things are going to be in content or not? Are going
No,
to be
this is like structure here. This is basically structure, whereas this is the content, right? You like this is a right. This is the structure. What shape is this, guys? It's a circle.
circle.
So,
The opposite of shape is, what's the opposite of shape? Content. What is inside the shape? Does that make sense? The content is just really about what you put inside, whereas organization and layout is like this, okay? Also, there's layout here. Again, I'm going to talk about all of this later. Last one, though, purpose. What does purpose mean? Purpose?
Purpose
Maybe-
means
Why we are writing.
What to do while I am
Let me
writing.
ask,
Why we are writing.
Bridget and Zaynep, please. What does
The reason why you are writing the letter.
Reason why, thank you. Why writing? Can you give an example of purpose, please, Zaynep?
And further assessment and emergency investigation, something like that.
It might be assessment, yeah. It might be investigation.
care and support.
If you're a nurse, it's usually
support,
like
yes.
care and support. Okay,
Ongoing care.
so guys, just to give you a big summary here, we're going to move on, all right? But, you know, this exam, you have 45 minutes, all right? You cannot write anything for 5 minutes. Then you write for 35 minutes and you check your work, okay? Word count is approximately 180 to 200, but that's only a guide. You should not use any note form in the letter, really, okay? They will assess you and score you, and nurses need a C+. How do you get a C+? Something like this. This is actually a B, okay? But something like this will get you a pass. What are OET looking at? What do they want from you? They want the reason for writing to be clear. They want relevant information, accurate information. They want clear writing, short writing. They want a professional tone. They want no words the reader will not understand, okay? They want good organization of paragraphs and inside the paragraphs as well. And of course, good grammar, good vocabulary, okay? So this is what we have to do. But I think one of the biggest problems for you guys is planning. Don't you all agree? Planning is the key thing here. Planning is what's so tough. If you don't plan well, you're going to have a big problem in the exam. Okay, so I want to talk now about planning. Planning. Okay. Here is my little planning diagram that we're going to do today. But I want to start by saying this. Hussein, Bridget, how long for planning? How long should we spend planning? What do you think, Hussein? Should it be 5 minutes or
5 minutes?
5
I
minutes.
would say 10 minutes.
5 minutes?
5
Maybe we can do
5
some
minutes.
more, right? It could be more than 5.
10 to
5,
15
10,
minutes.
15 minutes, yeah.
Let's say 5 to 10, maybe 7, guys. Okay. Don't rush. I've heard many nurses and doctors have told me stories where they are rushing and they don't plan well, and then the letter is very bad. Okay. So 5 minutes reading time at the start, right? Maybe you want 2 or 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes extra. Okay. Some extra time to finish your plan after the 5 minutes. Now I've got here step 1 and step 2. Now I'm not really sure which one should come first, so I'm going to ask someone very, very experienced. Han and Neil, when you're writing your letters, what is the first thing you do in the exam?
Hello.
Guys. So you
Yeah,
see your case notes, right? You've got your case notes, right?
mhm.
I haven't got any cases here, but imagine you see some case notes. What do you do first?
Read the
Yeah, I
case
think
note.
Okay,
first
so
of all,
read the case
to,
notes. What do you
yeah,
look
read the case notes. Then we need to
at?
understand.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Read
need
the
to understand
setting
the whole
and the
situation,
Okay, so you're
and
trying to
then think
understand the
about
whole
the paragraph
situation.
function.
Okay. So you're thinking about paragraphing first, Anil.
Yeah.
Now, Han, do you agree with Anil? Is it paragraphs first?
No,
What do you think?
I will read the setting.
Okay.
Who am I?
Right to.
And the task.
Who I'm writing to and what?
I suppose this isn't really doing anything though, is it? But let me put this in. I like this. Okay. So I'm going to add this in then. So let me just put this in on the top. Yeah, rows above. Okay. Let's call this step 2 then. Okay. So Han, you read and what do you do? What are you thinking about?
Setting.
Setting. So read and think. Can I say situation?
Yeah.
Okay. Situation. Specifically, what guys? What does the situation?
Who am I?
Who am I? Go on.
What are the patient in the situation? For example, they are in the hospital or they are in community or something.
Yeah, good. What else?
And I look at the task, what I need to do.
Task, writing task.
Yep.
Okay. What else?
Who I'm writing to her.
Who am I writing?
Reader, right? Who am I writing to? Is there anything else we need to think about?
Request.
Information do they need to know?
Why I have to write it?
What information do they need to know? Well, that's going to be actually in another step. That would be choosing the case notes. That's actually
It's known and unknown.
Yeah, so that would be the reader again, wouldn't it? Is the reader known or unknown? So I'll put this here if you want. Known.
Why I have to write it, the letter?
Known. Okay. Why you have to write? I suppose that would be the writing task. Yeah. Why do I have to write?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we think about the main point here. Yes, go on. Go on.
Urgent or not urgent?
I like this. Urgent or not. Okay. The key thing here, what's the most important thing here, guys? What is it? Anyone? All of this together, really, we're thinking about the reader, right? What the reader will what? What the reader will do. Okay. That's the key thing. So you're going to need to spend some time thinking about the situation. All right. And tomorrow we're going to practice this. I'm going to leave this here. These are good ideas. The key thing, guys, though, is what will the reader do? Okay, I decide this. I read it. I understand it. What's next, though? What's next?
We are planning the paragraphs.
Using the case notes.
I think paragraphs. Okay. And this is where letter types comes in again, right? Letter types. Sometimes people think, oh, there will be a template, right? Is there a template for paragraphs? Answer is no.
No.
Paragraphs. The answer is no. It's not like IELTS where you can say, oh, always do this. Always. In IELTS, how many paragraphs usually? 4, right? Always in task 2. Okay. It's not like that in OET. So instead of that, what we always teach in SET is the what?
Be flexible.
Be flexible. What there is a structure that we teach, but it's not a template structure. What is that, guys?
It's order.
OET sandwich.
Sandwich.
The old sandwich here, guys. Okay. So think about your paragraphing quickly. This doesn't have to take a long time because it's very simple, isn't it? It's very, very simple what we teach in SET. Let me ask Santinda, could you say hello? Or Alma, could you say hello? What's my first paragraph in any letter?
Introduction.
Does anyone here disagree with that? Can you imagine having a letter with no introduction? It must be, right? You've got to have that. Otherwise, the reader would not know what's, the situation. So the OET sandwich is just the idea that you must have an introduction. And then we claim at SET, we say, probably it's also a good idea to have this paragraph. What is this called, guys? Request paragraph. Okay, so I'm going to have at least 2 paragraphs, but how many paragraphs should I have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10?
4 or 5.
It depends. It depends. What does it depend on, guys? How many paragraphs?
Depend how long it will be the paragraph. For example, timeline.
It could be, I could have lots of very short paragraphs. All right. It depends on the situation, doesn't it? It depends on the situation what goes here, right? What you put in your sandwich is what the blank wants to eat. What's the missing word, guys?
Reader.
Reader, right? Okay, so let's say I'm writing an urgent letter, all right, to an ER person. And this is a car accident, very bad car accident. What do you think paragraph 2 should be, guys? In an urgent situation, what is paragraph 2?
Current situation.
Current situation.
Current situation.
Because that's the sandwich my reader wants to eat, right? It's the kind of sandwich they want. Does that make sense? So I'm not going to tell you how many paragraphs or which paragraphs. It's your choice here. It's your choice. We just know that we need introduction and requests. Okay. So let's step back. Step 1, going through this again, in your exam, okay, when you start, you are going to have 5 minutes reading time and maybe some extra time as well, okay? What do you think about? Well, you think about the situation. You read and you think about the situation. Who am I? What is the patient situation? Writing task, read that, all that stuff. Step 2, you start to think about your paragraphing. Okay, how many paragraphs do I need? Who's my reader? What do they want to eat inside their sandwich? Okay, introduction, request paragraph, everything else inside. What's step 3? Step 3 is the worst one.
Right, to write.
No, you're missing something. You're missing something.
Irrelevant.
Requesting. Oh, no, requesting.
The specific what?
Information. Okay.
These notes that you need, right? This is the bit that everyone hates. You have to go through every single case note and think, okay, do I need that?
Can't you see this request here?
Request is a paragraph type. What do you mean, Hussein? Sorry.
But choose the specific case notes that you need. We request that we need something, yeah?
I'm not sure what you mean. What I'm saying is just reading the case notes. Okay. Request is just a type of paragraph. I don't know what you mean by that. It's not only the request that you will choose. Hussein, it could be something dangerous. It could be many, many things. Okay. So this is what I want to talk about in this class, guys. This is very important, especially for tomorrow. This is very, very important. Okay. So step 1, think about the situation. Step 2, think about paragraphing. Step 3, what case notes should we actually choose? What specific case notes do we need? How do I make that decision? Asha, Santinder, how do I choose?
According to the purpose of the letter.
It depends on the purpose. Yeah, okay.
And according to reader.
I need to choose for the reader. Okay. What do I need for the reader?
Relevant case.
Yeah, relevant case notes for the reader. But what does that mean, guys? Relevant. What does that mean, relevant?
Related.
Related.
Reader need to know.
Related how, Zeynep? Need how?
Important,
need to know
related, and essential for
Yes,
reader
note.
to know that.
Related situation.
This is what I want to talk to you guys about. This is so important, isn't it? We need to know, what did they mean by this word? All right. But luckily in OET, they tell you. I think OET tell us what is meant here. Okay. Let's look at this, guys. Can everyone see this here?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can
What
see
is
that.
this? Purpose, content, conciseness and clarity, genre. What is this?
Criteria.
Criteria. Okay. Which one is relevant to, sorry, which one is choosing case notes?
Content.
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 Content, isn't it? Right. So let's take a copy of this and let's put this in here. All right. So Anil, you have a very nice pronunciation. Would you mind reading this for all of us? What does it say here for content? This is the top level
Yes.
content. Go on, Anil. What does it say here?
Content is appropriate to intended reader and addresses what is needed to continue care. Key information is included, no important details missing. Content from case notes is accurately represented.
Okay. So I just want to give you all 20 seconds to think about what this actually means. Okay. Many students will, if you've seen my videos before, you will know what I'm going to say about this. But what do you think that means? Right? Just 20 seconds thinking time. No speaking, please. Just think about it. All right? What does that actually mean? This is not my opinion here. This is OET. I think it means 3 different things. Okay. So can I ask Maddie? Could you say hello, Maddie, or Mohammed? Could you say hello, Mohammed? Or even Yusa?
Hello.
Hello. So we're going to make this simple. Let's think about what this really means. Okay. What's this bit at the bottom? Content from case notes. Can you read that again, Maddie? What does that say?
Content from the case note is accurately represented.
Okay, so what does accurate mean again? Remember, I already asked you guys, what does accurate mean?
Correct.
Correct. Relevant.
Correct. How correct?
Precise.
Proper
Let's
grammar.
say, Sarab, are you there, Sarab? Sarab?
Yeah.
Han, Muath, Mariella, can someone say hello?
Grammatically correct.
You guys, accurate. Is this accurate? Okay. The year now is 2021. Is that accurate?
No.
No.
Right. So what does accurate mean? No
Like exact.
Shorter.
mistakes.
No mistake in
Statement.
grammar,
In the-
vocabulary.
Yeah, and information, right? No mistakes. However you want, there's many ways to paraphrase this, but no mistakes in the information, okay? So that's important. That's in content, okay? But what does it say at the start? Content is appropriate to the intended reader. What's a key word here, guys? Content is
Appropriate.
appropriate, right? So what does that mean, Sarah? Appropriate? Or, yeah, Kenise, what does appropriate mean?
Suitable, upfront related to present condition of the patient.
You know, you get this in speaking as well. Your introduction in speaking must be appropriate. But here, what does it mean in writing? Appropriate means
Suitable.
Suitable, or what else, guys? What does appropriate mean?
Proper.
Formal.
How about useful,
Useful.
right? Or fitting for the reader, right? For the reader.
Yes.
So what does relevant mean, guys? It means appropriate. What does appropriate mean? It means useful, fitting for the reader, suitable. Okay. Does anyone see anything else here that relates to what is relevant? There's one more thing here. Does anyone see it? I always say the same thing, so maybe some of you guys know.
Key information.
Information.
Okay, key just means important, right? What does that mean by important, though?
What I need to know.
And no important details
Information
missing.
which include.
You see, key and relevant, that's the same thing.
Need for continue care.
Needed to continue.
Needed to continue care. Thank you. Because this is more, we have more of an idea now, Han, don't we? Right? Needed to continue care. Right? Needed by who, guys? Needed by
Reader.
The writer.
So,
The
so we're
reader.
gonna say needed by reader. What does continue care mean?
They can do their job.
After discharge.
It could be many things, right? So it's to do what?
In
Do their
future,
job.
Their job, their task, right?
yes,
Their
to
job.
do the job.
Okay, so this is what we mean by relevant. There's two things. Okay, this is not relevant. This is just accuracy, isn't it? We don't need that. OET say two things about what relevant means. The first thing is appropriate, and the second thing is needed. Okay, and tomorrow when you choose your case notes, I would like you guys to think in this way, right? What is relevant? What does relevant mean? Oh, it means useful or suitable, or it means needed. But what is the difference between those things? Camellia, could you say hello? Seren, could you say hello, please, you guys? Seren or Camellia? Petruta, could you say hello? Is that okay?
Can you ask again?
Yes. So I want to ask, the question is, what is the difference? The difference between appropriate for the reader and needed for the reader?
We have to be careful what needed to continue care. Appropriate, when we are writing, we have to be careful how we are writing.
Okay, careful how. Well, that's more like genre and style. It's a good answer. But what is the difference between needed to continue care and appropriate?
Who I am talking with, or who I am writing with, or doctor or nurse.
That's not the difference between appropriate and need, though, is it? Both of them are what you're talking about. Relevant means two things, guys. So what's the difference between these two things? Anyone help her? It's not an easy question. Sorry, Sarah, it's not an easy question.
Needed, it could be something that you require.
Can I do my job without this one, guys?
No.
Can I do the thing?
No.
It's almost like must have to do the job, right? So I'm drinking tea here. What's needed to drink tea, guys? What do I need to drink tea?
A glass.
I need a glass or a cup.
Water.
What else do I need to have a cup of tea?
Water.
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 Hot water.
Tea.
And
Tea
tea
bag.
leaves.
Coffee.
Or bag, yeah? Okay. Now, what about appropriate for the reader? What is appropriate for tea, guys? Think about tea.
Milk.
Does it mean you
Milk,
must
sugar.
have it? Well, 1 second, Sarah. Guys, it doesn't mean must, does it? It doesn't mean must, appropriate. It means suitable, useful, fitting. What is suitable, useful, and fitting for a cup of tea?
Milk, sugar.
Yeah, right. You can have, if you're British, do you have milk in your tea? Who here has milk?
No milk.
In the UK, anyway. Sugar, right? What else can we put in tea? Honey. Honey is nice in tea, right?
Lemon.
Lemon is nice in tea. Cinnamon, spices, right?
Cardamom.
Ginger.
And ginger.
What about this? Mustard, Should I put that in my tea?
No.
No.
What about chili sauce?
No.
No.
What about, I don't know, a banana? Can I put a banana in my tea?
No, not at all.
These are not relevant, are they? You know what I
Yes.
mean? But these ones are both relevant, aren't they? But in two different ways. One of them is relevant in a direct way. I need it. I must have it in order to do my job. Okay? The cup, the hot water, the tea. The other one, it's not must. It's more like useful, suitable, or helpful. Okay? Now, the same thing happens in OET. We have this same, I think, distinction in OET. All right, let me give you an example. Very simple examples. Okay, you're writing to a nurse who will monitor and give medication. Okay, so guys, what is needed to do this job? What information is needed here?
Medication.
The medication, what?
Take care of the patient.
Medication name, dose.
Medication names, dose, schedule, etc. Right? Etc. Okay, let's say let's take an example like also the patient is quite depressed, like very depressed. Do I need to know that in order to give medication?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we should.
To know about the patient.
I don't need to know that.
It depends. If
We need
the
to know about
depression,
patient's
medication.
behavior.
Reason.
I don't need to know
Reason
that.
behind the depressed.
But should I include that in my letter though? Yes, because it's appropriate, right? It's appropriate for the reader to know about depression because it's dangerous, isn't it? Dangerous.
Yes,
Maybe
it is.
they will take,
Sometimes.
right? But it's not necessary to continue care. You see what I'm saying, guys? So this is very useful in OET because sometimes you're going to have things that you must put in your letter. You must put them. But sometimes you'll have things that are only appropriate. Does that make sense, guys? Look, do I need to put sugar in my tea?
Yes.
It depends.
No, I don't need to. I don't
It
need
depends.
to. But it's very nice, isn't it? It's very nice to have sugar in tea, right? It's the same thing here. Depression, I don't need to, but it's very good to put it here, all right? What about this, though? He's a smoker. Is that relevant?
No.
Well, sometimes doctors always say to me, oh, smoking is always relevant,
Yes.
right? There we go. Okay, so you're always going to have difficulties with this category. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
This one is always, let's be honest, not clear in some situations. Should I include smoking? Should I not include smoking? Oh, I don't know. I'm running out of time. Right? Don't worry about this. Don't worry about appropriate detail. You just put in as much as you can. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yeah.
As much as you can in the time you have. How much time do we have, guys?
45 minutes.
Not for writing.
35.
35.
For writing 40 minutes?
35 minutes. 35 minutes.
5 minutes.
So does that make sense? If for appropriate, this one's sometimes not clear, you might get stressed in the exam, you might not be sure. It's okay. You can make mistakes here, or you cannot be perfect here. All right? You don't have time to put absolutely every single piece of appropriate information. But what about needed? Can I make mistakes here with the needed one?
No.
Right? In this exam, in my view, you should make 0 mistakes here. Does that make sense? This is always clear, isn't it? And you should not make a mistake. Why? Why is it always clear? Why is the medication so clear? Because it's a nurse who will monitor and give the medication, right?
That is her task. Yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow we're going to plan a letter, all right? And we're going to do it in these 3 steps. We'll start off by thinking about who the reader is. Maybe I will use Paul. Paul has some very nice questions for this, okay? Step 2, we'll talk about paragraphing. You can do that in groups. And step 3, we will choose specific case notes tomorrow. But when you do that, okay, you've got to think about it in terms of what is needed and what is appropriate, okay? Otherwise, you will get very stressed and you will feel like you don't know what to do, all right? Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Does anyone have any questions before we finish this class?
Alan, I have a question.
Please.
So when we have to write before, can we just planning the letter, like to write it down when we plan the letter? For example, what we have to do in the introduction.
I think many students do. Great question. So you can write notes. That's right, isn't it, guys? You could just write notes at the start if you want. Just be very clear that that's just a plan. So write the heading plan, Anka, if you want, on your paper. So you write down plan and then you can make a plan if you want before you start. Just make sure OET is not confused about.
Yeah, because I had one experience in my exam. So basically I write, like I was in the second paragraph and I was thinking is all right, but it was everything, it was a mistake. So I've done
Planning is key.
Wrong.
Planning is
Yes.
key. And tomorrow, guys, we're going to plan. Okay, we're going to plan a letter. I wish I could ask 4 more questions now, but I can't because we have to move on to the next class. I'm